So you see what I'm talking about? How can I teach a person who doesn't even know the numbers, multiplication, division? We're illusion to look at a certain amount of thing or to believe what society tells us is success, and that if we don't have that specific thing or that if we haven't reached that certain level, we are not successful. That's what we're taught to believe. And I will make a video on this later on, but there was a speaker back in the day, um, several years back, called Earl Nightingale. Earl Nightingale, and I think it was in the '60s, around the '60s. He came up with a program or the tape called "The Strangest Secret." He also came with several other tapes and seminars and audios. Lead the Field was one of them, I believe. But in one of these courses, he talked about what success was. And I think this is so right on. See, you think success is what society tells you. And come on, let's be blunt here. Well, let's not play smoke and mirrors here. Let's be blunt. What is success? Having a lot of money, having a lot of materialistic things, and having power. That is what society says is successful. And if you don't have it, you really are not looked upon. And society tells you you shouldn't feel the happiness people that are on this level are if you're at whatever level you are that is not this level. Earl Nightingale said success in life is the progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal or a worthwhile dream. Let me repeat that again. So, so beautiful. This changed my life when I heard this. It opened my eyes. It, 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 it opened the veil. You know, I was looking at reality a certain way. This quote alone changed my life. And I haven't been the same since. And I hope it will change yours. So let me repeat it. Earl Nightingale said success was the progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal or dream. I think he's passed away now. I'm not 100% sure, but I think he has. He, if he's still, I mean, God bless him for that quote. If he's passed away, may he rest in peace. And there he is. You know, he deserves a standing ovation anytime his name has come up in the self help or motivation field because he knew what he was talking about. Now we'll talk more about him and his audio called "The Strangest Secret" because that audio right there is another great audio that I would recommend everybody who follows my video and likes the information that I preach to look into that audio, "The Strangest Secret." But back to this quote. The progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal or dream is what Ernest Nightingale said success was. So what does this mean? It means that success is not what you've achieved or what you're gonna achieve. Success doesn't come when you've achieved. Success is the journey towards that goal or dream or desire that you have. That's what success. Anybody who's on the road to going after what they want, that's a successful person. That's a person who is the happiest. That's a person who has the more the most passion, that's a person who you should look up to. And guess what? In reality, we're always in that type of journey. We're always in the journey because the journey never stops. Let me give you an example. It's Christmas time. Christmas is coming. All right. We're Christmas is actually really close. We're at the end of November as I'm making this video. I mean, excuse me, at the end of October. That's November. We're at the end of October 2015 as I'm making this video. We're like 2 months away, month and a half away. Think about it. So it's almost Christmas time, the holidays. You're a kid. When was your happiest moments? What was the best thing about Christmas? Actually, Christmas or the week that you were so excited because of Christmas? What was more exciting? Opening up, op- having your gifts open. You already opened your gifts and you saw what you got, or or the week before you actually, the moments before and the week before that's time. As soon as you realized you were getting presents, when was your happiest and most exciting moments about Christmas? It's the week before or the month before Christmas. You were so excited because you were getting presents. Because once you open up your presents, guess what? You open them up and you said, "Oh, you have fun for them for like 2 hours, then you throw them away. That car you had is now over there, and you don't care about it no more. Think about it. Now you're waiting for your birthday. So the journey, it's always the success journey. It's non-stop. It's a journey that never stops because as soon as we achieve something, we want something more, and that's the way it should be. And that is the reason that if you're not on that journey, if you're not going after what you want, that is why people are depressed. That's why people are not happy and people are sick because you don't give the body, you're not giving the body anything to work for. So why should it keep working? But notice, and there's been many incidents as well where people who's who have a disease, but they're going after something they really want, usually hold on to that disease until they stop. And when they stop, guess what? That disease comes back and ends them. But it's the strive. I think it was a statistic that said I think it was, I don't know the number, but it was a high number. I'm thinking over about 80% or so higher of people who retire, 80 or above percent of people who retire 2 years later or 3 years later they die. Did you know that? There's a person who's retired when 2 years, 3 years, person passes away because that person has nothing to work for no more. That is what success is. But we've been illusioned to look at up and see and oh, that is success. That's success. Instead of looking at what's in front of us and focusing on that step right in front of us. You eat an elephant one bite at a time. You don't eat it all at once. Focus on the step right in front of you. That is how everybody starts. But you see, this person is at a certain level of belief that they can do it, so they achieve it. But then this person over here gets mad because he can't achieve that level. That doesn't matter. Success, remember, success is a progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal. You are the happiest when you're on that journey. If anything, you have more happiness to look forward to get to that level. Because guess what? Once you have all the, and this is what many successful people talk about. They talk about how when you get the money, it's not all cracks up as it seems. You want more. Just look at your life. Just look at your life. You want more. Trust me. When you reach that level of success and you reach all the money you want and all the power you want or whatever you want in life, no right or wrong, you're gonna want more. So start with where you're at. Remember, the only two differences between you and that super successful person is the size of your belief, the size of the belief in your dreams, and time. So what you do, you have to do the same thing that father of this individual, mother of this individual did. Focus on right in front of you. Start at a certain level and start reaching dreams that you can believe in. Maybe you cannot believe in $1 million, but maybe you can believe in 1,000 or two or three. And once you get there, you'll trust me, you'll believe more. It's like if you have a 10-year-old car, you cannot. It's gonna be really hard for you to believe, and you're not gonna get the Porsche, man, off the bat. There's instances that you can. I'm not gonna, take that out of the equation, because you can. Things can change in an instant. So belief is great, but don't frustrate yourself. Why go through that frustration and doubt? If you have doubt, trust me, you got to get that doubt out before belief comes in. So why struggle with it? And why live frustration with frustration? Focus on your next step. If you have a 10-year-old car, instead of focusing on that Porsche or that Ferrari or that Mercedes or that Bentley, that Rolls Royce, focus on something you can believe in. You have a 10-year-old car. Focus on a 5-year-old car. 5-year-old car. You went halfway. Think about it. That's pretty 5 years, man. Think of, okay, I have a 10-year-old car, but I want a newer car. Let me focus on a 5-year car. A 5-year-old car. And guess what? Surprisingly, you're gonna get it. You're gonna get it. I remember when I made this realization of what I'm telling you right now. I had first I had a 15-year-old truck. Then I went to a 20-year-old car. 20-year-old car. Now I said, let me start focusing on the Rolls Royce, man. Let me start focusing on the Bentley, because obviously it's not working. I've been doing this for a while. It hasn't been working. So let me focus on something more realistic. So I said, I don't want a car. I don't need a new car. I just want a newer car. When I started focusing on that, it was almost like the universe or God and his angels applauded for me and said, "Oh my God, dude, he finally got it. Thank you, Lord Jesus. He finally got it. Hooray. Give him what he wants." Now, within 3 months, I went from a 20-year-old car to a 5-year-old car. 3 months. It probably was less than that. My friends will tell you. When I made this realization. And that's how you have to be. Stop looking at that But that's your chief aim. That's your ultimate goal. But focus on the next step. That's your chief aim. As Napoleon Hill says, you have to have a burning desire for what you want. You must have a chief aim. That's your chief aim. That whatever that superficial person has. But what is the next step? Okay, I want to go from Dallas to New York. New York is my chief aim. That's my stop. That's my destination. But what is the next step? My next step is the next town. How can I get around it? I mean, even by plane, I still have to cross that town. I still have to cross that state, that city, and so on. The same thing here, man. It's like it's we complicate things. We really do. If when everything is just so simple, God, the universe made everything so simple to levels you can't even believe. And you'll get it. With what I'm teaching, you will get it because I got it. And I'm still learning. The learning process never stops. So focus on the next step. So you have a 10-year-old card, focus on a 5-year-old card. And most of the time, the universe of God will give you something even new at times. Most of the time, not all the time, but most of the time, it'll give you something you didn't even expect. So think about it. Maybe you have a 10-year card, you're focused on a 5-year card. Sometimes God will move things around for you, and He may give you a 2-year card, 1-year card. Things work like that. Things work like that. But your goal is 5-year card. So in a few months, you have the 5-year card. Then you could think, well, now I want a new car. I want a new car. So you focus on your new car. You start working. You focus on that new car, and guess what? Finally, you have a new car. It's not a Lexus, but yeah, it's a nice car. It's Toyota. It's a Nissan. It's a Ford. It's a Honda. And then you're like, well, now I can believe in a BMW, but not a new one, but like a 5-year-old BMW or a 5-year-old Audi. Now I can believe in that. So a couple months you have that. And then you're like, well, now I can believe I could get a new BMW, not the high series, but just a regular old new Mercedes or new BMW, new Lexus, new Audi, or new Cadillac. Not the top car, but I can believe I get a couple months you get that. And then you're like, now I can believe I can get a 600. Now I can believe I can get a 745 BMW. Now I think I can get that Bentley, and so on. That's how life works. Stop frustrating yourself, thinking you could go from here to New York in an instant. It's possible, but why frustrate yourself and why go through that frustration when you can do it like this and be happier? Because guess what? Even if you do get that big jump, remember what that Earl Nightingale said: success is the progressive realization of a worthwhile ideal. When are you the happiest? When you're on the road to achieving your dream, not when you've achieved it. When you achieved it, the feeling lasts 2 hours, maybe a day. If you're lucky, then it'll go away. Then you'll think of something else. When are you the happiest? When you're on the road to your dream. So have fun, guys. And two, the second thing I talked about that is the difference between you and that superficial person is time. The time that you guys have. That person may be more busy than you because he has more things to control, more things that are his responsibility than you. Think about it, less hassle, more happiness, much more excitement. Guess what? If you do this, your level of success will go so higher than ever before. And because you've been doing it wrong. Focus on the next step in front of you. The next step in front of you. Alright. So that's the end of this video. I hope you guys got much good information, because it was a lot of good information. This is a long video. Yeah, but there's so much good information in here that I would suggest you go back to it and back to it and back to it whenever you can. Going back to it, come back to it, because every time you look at this video and listen to the information and all the videos I have and all the ones that will be coming out, when you come back, you'll get something new out of it, and something new out of it. That's how the mind works. That's how the brain works. So thank you for watching the video. Leave a comment below. I'll see you guys next time.